Today, the mighty clippers of Pan Am rise majestically from 6 continents for the far corners of the world.
Pan Am was the unofficial flag carrier of the United States for most of the 20th century. They pioneered aspects of air travel, such as being the first US airline with jet aircraft. They were the first to fly the 747, which was actually designed for them, and they pioneered computerized reservation systems. The company was so iconic, there's even a TV show about it starring Margot Robbie. But in 1991, it all came crashing down for Pan Am.
The airline that pioneered commercial aviation 50 years ago is grounded tonight. Pan Am went out of business and caught some passengers off guard.
That piece of aviation history was gone. However, this year we have had news stories swirling around that Pan Am Global Holdings, who hold all of the intellectual property rights for the Pan Am brand, are considering a comeback. News stories started breaking about this in June, and we now have some new developments in this story to tell you about. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shifu, and on this channel I cover US credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel, and how to collect credit card points and use them for free travel. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe, but let's get into the video. So it seems that Pan Am is back. We have a press release from Pan Am and a company called Aviate, who are part of the relaunch. Aviate Air Capital announced today that it has successfully completed its comprehensive business plan for the potential relaunch of Pan American World Airways as a scheduled commercial airline. In June 2025, Pan Am Brands, a division of Pan Am Global Holdings LLC and Aviate Air Capital, announced a strategic partnership to evaluate the feasibility of introducing Pan Am as a scheduled commercial airline. As a result, Pan Am has formally initiated the certification process with the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, a key step towards re-establishing Pan Am as a US Part 121 scheduled carrier, subject to all FAA and US DOT approvals. Aviate has assembled a world-class team to lead the certification effort and has received strong initial support from aircraft leasers and key investors. Once certified, Pan Am will be headquartered in Miami and operate a fleet of Airbus aircraft subject to all FAA and DOT approvals. Further updates on the certification process and other milestones will be shared in the coming months. So the news here is that they formally began the process of certification to become a Part 121 scheduled carrier. That just means they are licensed to operate scheduled flight services. They aren't a charter airline or a private jet service. Then we have a location for the headquarters, which will be Miami, and I assume that Miami will be the hub of operations as well. Okay, not just the location of their office. Wouldn't make sense to have the two things in different places. And they're going to operate an all Airbus fleet. I can imagine Trump isn't going to be too pleased about that. The iconic US carrier, the one that pioneered the US to build the Boeing 747, is going to use only European planes, okay? But anyway, that's what they're saying, all right? Maybe it'll change in the future. Now, I think in general, this is really cool. Pan Am has a website where they're selling Pan Am branded watches made by Timex. There was also the Pan Am experience where they take you on a fake Pan Am 747, you eat a load of food and get drunk, and they have a load of photos of people with cigarettes, so maybe they want to emphasize the nostalgia that you used to be able to smoke on board. Not sure if that experience is still running. On their website, it just says coming soon if you try to book it, but it was a thing a while back, all right? So they've been trying to revive the Pan Am brand for a while, okay, with these products like timepieces and experiences and all that kind of stuff. I think the return of Pan Am could be just like J.J. Abrams making the new Star Wars movies back in 2015. Just dial up the nostalgia and you can't go wrong. Obviously, you're going to have more updated interiors with more modern seats and things, but if you just plaster it with the old color scheme and the old logo everywhere, have air stewardesses wearing those iconic uniforms, I think you really can't go wrong with that. And hey, even bring back smoking on board. Okay, that one was a joke. It reminds me though of the TWA Hotel at JFK, which is the old TWA terminal turned into a hotel. TWA is another airline that doesn't exist anymore. And they really pump up the nostalgia and it works great. Plus they combine it with some genuinely awesome things like this rooftop heated pool where you can plane watch. If Pan Am goes that route with JetBlue style innovation, the latest seats, especially in business class, awesome food, and combines that with the classic logo and color scheme and uniforms, I think they're going to do really well. Unfortunately, the old Worldport terminal at JFK was demolished in 2013, okay? That's Pan Am's old terminal. It has TWA terminal or TWA hotel vibes, but yeah, it's demolished and the whole lot that area is owned by Delta now anyway. But you know, maybe they could do some nostalgic decor in their area of the terminal or something to help everyone get in the mood. The articles say that they could be flying as early as 2026, so stay tuned and we could be taking a Pan Am flight out of Miami as soon as next year. One thing I was thinking of though is, will Pan Am, the new Pan Am, be in an airline alliance like Star Alliance, One World, SkyTeam, etc. I looked this up and apparently it previously wasn't in one of those three alliances. It did, however, have code share agreements with a lot of different airlines, and apparently the new venture that hopefully will go live next year with flights scheduled is looking to form their own alliance rather than joining one of the big three alliances. But anyway, wait and see, and maybe they'll even have a points currency that you'll be able to earn. Which credit cards you'll be able to earn them with, I'm not sure, but it's exciting. We'll find out next year. All right, guys, that's the video for today. If you like what you saw, do subscribe. We cover US credit cards, luxury travel, and personal finance on this channel, and we'll give you an update on this story as soon as we know more. See you next time. Bye-bye.